リーグ戦から中島選手、マリウス選手以外スタートメンバー9人を入れ替えて臨む一戦になります。どんな狙い、そして監督の思いを込めてメンバー選考なさったんでしょうか。
Yeah, because for us this game has many targets. So first of all, we want to go to semi-final, but also we would like to give chance to some fresh players.
我々にとって複数の目的がある試合となります。まずは、準決勝に進みたいというのがありますけれど、多くの選手にチャンスを与える機会でもあります。
その中でも根本選手、初のホーム再スター、そして初のスタメンです。彼のどんな良さを試合の中で出してもらいたいというふうに考えていらっしゃいますか。
Yeah, he looks very good during the training session, so I'm sure with Marius, who could help him, it will be good performance from Kenta.
練習でも非常に好調な姿を見せていますので、マリウスがしっかりサポートしてあげればいいパフォーマンスが見られると思います。
まずホームで行う第一戦です。戦う上での勝負のポイント、どのあたりというふうに考えていらっしゃいますか。
Yeah, for sure. For us, very important will be first several minutes, first 20 minutes to keep confidence.
まず立ち上がりの20分間が大事だと思います。そこで自分たちが自信をつけてプレーできるようにしたいと思います。
So this is very important. We've got some very experienced players in first 11, so I expect that we could manage this game in good way.
経験豊富な選手たちもたくさんいますので、しっかりとそこでマネジメントできればと思います。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
直近のリーグ戦ではチームの自信につながる勝利だったと思います。そこから中2日、ルヴァンカップはベスト8からの、参戦となります。チームとしてどのような狙いを持って挑む戦いになりますでしょうか。
もちろん、ホームアンダーウェイで、2戦での合計になりますが、初戦の結果というのが非常に大事になると思うので、今日の試合に全力で、果敢に攻めていこうと、そういう位置づけで選手を送り出します。
メンバー拝見しますと4名リーグ戦から変更がありました。選手たちのコンディションどのようにご覧になってますか。
もちろん、厳しい選手もいます。また、コンディションが、いい選手もいます。そういうところで、これまで同様リーグ戦と同じように、いい状態で試合に挑める選手を選んでいます。
今日の対戦相手浦和の印象をお聞かせください。
やはり、組織と個人の能力のある、それが相まって、いいチームだと思います。ただ、自分たちもそれでやられるわけにはいきませんので、どうにか失点を簡単にしないようにチームとして組織として、抑えて、自分たちの攻撃力を相手のゴールにこのスタジアムで浦和レッズにぶつけたいと思います。はい、ありがとうございました。
菱重工三菱重工は信じている。仲間がくれる勇気を支える思いを一つになれる瞬間をスポーツがあればつながる強くなれる。
Welcome to Stadium Saitama 2002 for the quarterfinals of the Levain Cup, or the Japanese League Cup to give it its former title. Urawa Reds are former winners of the trophy, and they'll be hoping to make home advantage count against Kawasaki Frontale, a side who have won their last 2 games in the J.League, just hitting form at the right time. The last 2 matches between these sides have ended up in a draw, including a 2-2 in the J.League a little earlier on back in May. But this, don't forget, is only the first leg tonight. Both sides will be wanting to take a lead into the second leg in Kawasaki on Sunday. Well, it's always a fantastic atmosphere here. The crowd come in some 3-4 hours before kickoff to dress the stadium in Urawa Red. And that singing and noise you hear in the background will carry on for the whole 90 minutes, you can be sure of that. Wakizaka is the Kawasaki captain, just leading his players along for the handshakes. Both these sides entering directly at the quarter-final stage. Urawa because of their participation in this year's Club World Cup, while Kawasaki Frontale, one of 3 teams that qualified for the quarters directly, having played in the AFC Champions League last season. Here are the teams. Urawa Reds, 9 changes to the side that beat Alberix Niigata on Sunday. Ayumi Nikawa comes in goal. Marcus Hoibraten is one of only 2 survivors from the weekend. Kenta Namoto makes just a 2nd appearance of the season. Matsumoto and Shibata will occupy those holding midfield roles. Nakajima is the other survivor from the last match. Haraguchi Onokubu will supply the width in that 3. Thiago Santana is the lone striker in that 4-2-3-1. He has 4 goals in the league. A rare thing with the referee tonight, who is a former player himself, Takafumi Mikuriya. 22 J-League games this season for the 41-year-old. Played over 100 games for Vespa Kuwatsu. And VAR will support him tonight as well here at Saitama Stadium. Well, Kawasaki Frontale go with a more settled lineup tonight. Just 4 changes for them from this side that beat Machida Zelvia at the weekend. Louis Tebolt has missed just 2 games all season. The Brazilian Jessiel comes into the back 4 at centre-back. Asahi Asaki moves out to right-back to accommodate him. Tashi Banada drops back into the holding role alongside Kawahara. Another Brazilian, Marcinho, comes back in as part of the attacking 3 on the left. Ten Miyage recalled. Soma Kanada replaces 10-goal Erison as the lone striker. Maciej Skorza, the man in his 2nd spell in charge of Urawa, came back at the start of this season, having taken a short break after the 23 season to spend more time with his family. Well, Shigetoshi Hasabe is his opposite number tonight, the man overseeing Kawasaki Frontale this season. He was announced in December last year. It's his first season in charge of one of the clubs that he used to play for. Only played 15 games though in quite a long career, but he's managed to get his side up to 8th place in the J-League. Urawa Reds, you won't be surprised to learn, are in red tonight. All white change strip for Kawasaki. It's straight underway, and there's a somewhat unorthodox free kick. Kick-off rather from the captain, Akizaka. The Urawa Reds coach said that the first 20 minutes will be vitally important here for his side as they look to settle. They have brought in Kenta Namoto at the back, who's only making a 2nd appearance this season, but he's alongside the experienced Norwegian Marius Hoibraten. And again, the coach just saying that Hoibraten will be looked to settle Kenta down, and hopefully no errors at the back for him. This is just the first leg tonight, the second leg coming up in Kawasaki on Sunday evening. That's forward by Tashi Banada. There's Wakizaka, the captain. Now Marcinho, first chance to run at Sakin. Floated in towards that near post, but the ball will disappear behind for a goal kick. Wakizaka's just missed 2 games in the J-League all season. Has got 4 goals to his name. Already the coaching communication elsewhere. These sides have met in the J-League earlier on this season. It was 2-2 when they met back in May. First touch for goalkeeper Louis Tebo Yamaguchi. Japanese mother and a French father. He's classed as a Japanese citizen these days, so it doesn't take up one of the foreign spots. There's Kawahara. Jasil, the man coming in, the Brazilian at the back tonight for Kawasaki Frontale. They are neck and neck in the league at the moment. Urawa in 7th spot, Kawasaki Frontale in 8th. Just 2 points separating them. There is only 7 points between Urawa and the current leaders, Kyoto Sanga, and 10 games still to go for them in this season's J-League. So they will be looking to press on and try and qualify for the AFC Champions League Elite next season. Neither of these sides will feature in the upcoming campaign. Good press here from Thiago Santana. Rumovic at the back, recent addition. Just joined early in August from Hajduk Split. As they are coming to the end of the J-League season, but the transfer window around the world is open at the moment, hence there have been 1 or 2 incomings for both these teams. Followed by Wakazaka, easily cut out though by Okubo. Not resting on his shoulders defensively tonight, Marius Højbjerg. A Champions League winner with them back in 2022. As both these sides based around the Tokyo area, Saitama in the greater Tokyo area, while Kawasaki Kanagawa Prefecture is in the south of Tokyo. Good support for Kawasaki Frontale tonight as well. The stadiums that hosted that wonderful World Cup, of course, back in 2002, the Saitama Stadium. Long ball forward was looking for Marcinho. Important interception by Sakine. And Kanarawa mount their first attack. The goalkeeper's come a long way out here. Completely missed his kick. Fortunately, it was a covering defender. I think it was Miura that came round the back, but crowd just starting to get behind the home team now. Tebbolt had a real rush of blood to the head there coming outside his penalty area. Nemoto. Højbjerg. Maybe a free kick. Foul on the back of Shoya Nakajima. Tashi Bernardo just stopping him in his tracks. Very experienced Nakajima in that central role, the central pivot to those attacking 3, if you like, with Haraguchi and Okubo either side of him. Here's Okubo. Shibato. By Nikawa under a little bit of pressure. They've won this competition twice, the Urawa Red Diamonds, but you have to go back to 2016 to find their last victory in the J-League Cup, the Levain Cup as it is now. Here come Kawasaki once again. Comfortably cut out that time by Naganuma. This is a really attacking game tonight. These sides have scored plenty of goals only the leaders in the J-League have scored more goals this season than Kawasaki Frontale. They made it to 50 for the season with their 5th goal against Machida Zelvia at the weekend. Leaders Kyoto Sanga have scored 52 goals. Uramovic. Jasil. It's only his 8th game of the season. Jasil, he hasn't been a regular in the starting lineup for Kawasaki Frontale. That's a poor ball from Uramovic. Still just finding his feet, you would feel. It's only his 3rd game since moving from Hajduk Split. He played 75 minutes against Machida Zelvia in that 5-3 win at the weekend. Another foul. Uramovic might be in a bit of trouble here with the referee for kicking the ball away. It's a little bit heavy in the back of Thiago Santana. It is unusual to find a referee that's a former professional player these days. We talk a lot about referees, and maybe they would understand the game more if they had played the game, and in that case, or in this case rather, tonight's referee has done just that. Urawa looking to put pressure on really for the first time. Sakai. Okubo. Kojima just running into traffic. By Kawahara. Miyagi. Been a little bit inconsistent over the last few weeks, Kawasaki Frontale. Have won their last 2, they're against Nagoya Grampus and Machida Zelvia. Good looking ball over the top, 2 white shirts waiting for it. A bit of handball in there, as there was just on the edge of the box. Soma Kanada just controlling the ball with his arm. Again, another player who's only been a bit part player. He's only 19 years of age, Soma Kanada. It's only a 9th appearance, 1 goal this season against Albirex Nagata back in June. That's a poor ball out by the goalkeeper, putting Hoybratton under pressure. And Hoybratton might need some treatment here because it was a heavy collision with Marcinho. But his goalkeeper there, Ayumi Nikawa, did him absolutely no favours whatsoever. His goalkeeper was with him as a Champions League winner in that 2021-22 season. Well, it's quite a thrilling 2-2 draw when these sides met back in May. Urawa went in front through Nakajima, Marcinho and Sigawa put Kawasaki 2-1 up with 4 minutes to go, and in the 96th minute, Okubo scored to make it 2-2. Heavy coming together from those two. He's a tough character, Hoybratton. If players like that need treatment, you know that there's a problem. Maybe just winded or to take a blow to the chest. I think he'll be okay. Both these sides went out to the Emperor's Cup fairly recently. Urawa beaten 2-1 by FC Tokyo last week. Back in July, Kawasaki Frontale lost to the J.League 2 side, SC Sagamihara, on penalties after a 0-0 draw. Brighton's okay to continue. Miyagi gives chase. Nukawa taking no chances in clearing that away first time. Haraguchi just roaming along that front three at the moment. Okubo. The overlap from Sakine if you needed him. Well, it's end to end until he gets to the final third, and that's where everything seems to break down at the moment. And it's all a little bit stop-start with one or two niggly little fouls at the moment. Was it a foul on Kanda? Sakine. Shibato. Kubo. Those white shirts very quick to get back behind the ball and just make sure there's no way forward for the Reds at the moment. There's Nimoto. Numa just hugging that far touchline. Lovely ball over the top of Kubo. Brought in under control nicely. Marcinho was the man tracking back. Didn't quite have the height on it. Flag's gone up for offside. It was a comfortable header away from Uramovic in the end, but promising down this near side, that for Urawa Reds. Some nice football for Maciej Skorza's side. Again, you can just see Thiago Santana, the man in the middle, was offside. It was when the ball came in here that he brought himself into play. It was cleared away anyway, but the flag had gone up. No real clear-cut chances in the opening quarter of an hour, but it does show promise, certainly in the way both these sides are building the play up. If they can find something telling in the final third. Lovely little flick back. Here's a real chance. Oh, almost stabbed into his own net by Høybråten. But he's managed to get the ball away. It was a lovely little flick in the box. It looked like it was going to fall for Wakazaka. Look at that touch from Kawahara. And just there, Høybråten could have easily stabbed it into the bottom corner. Fortunately, he managed to stab it wide under a little bit of pressure there from Wakizaka. Still have a corner to defend though, the Urawa Reds. Is this the first real chance of the game for Kawasaki Frontale to threaten Nikawa's goal? Nikawa stretched, didn't reach it. Headed back across by Jasil. Another shot from Tashi Bernardo is blocked. And they've defended that well, Urawa. Everybody back behind the ball. Ball over the top. Keeps the pressure on here. First real test for that Urawa defence. Ball bobbling around again. There's a free kick. Clumsy challenge from Kanda. So the pressure relieved and Urawa Reds defence has done its job. Just to keep that corner out. Yeah, Shibato doing well to get back on defensive duty. Another player making just a second appearance of the season. .176 games now in all competitions for Urawa Reds. Three other quarterfinals taking place tonight as well. Yokohama against Vissel Kobe, Shonan Bellner against Sanfrecce Hiroshima, and Yokohama Marinos against Kashiwa Reysol. Here come Kawasaki Frontale once again. Marcinho. Great ball all the way to the back post. It was a brilliant ball in. Great vision from the Brazilian. Just trying to catch out that Urawa defence. Kept in play by Thiago Santana. Good sliding challenge though. It's bobbled into the centre. Sasaki with the challenge. It's been a really competitive start from these two teams. Through again, Thiago Santana. Jasil getting across to just snuff out the threat from his fellow Brazilian. Just onside if you look at that defender nearest the camera. So quick the game these days. That's why VAR brought in, of course, with the assistance for those borderline offside decisions. Jasil. Miura. Fans urging their side to press those white shirts back, and they forced them into the error. Another chance for Okubo to have a run at Miura. Hoibrand. Nemoto. Once again, not afraid to go backwards and start again. Shibato covering plenty of ground in that midfield area. It's going to go all the way back to Nikawa. There will be new names on the Levain Cup this year. Nagoya Grampus were the winners last year, not made it through to the quarterfinals this year. Good defending again, Jasil. It'll be tough to get past him tonight, him and Uramovic, forming that foreign defensive partnership for Kawasaki Frontale. As we told you earlier, Mache Scores has said that the first 20 minutes would be telling for his side, and they've managed to get through 20 minutes without conceding a goal. It's a poor ball. Uramovic forced to backtrack. He'll have to go all the way back to his goalkeeper. Sakine. Ball over the top again. Flaggers stay down for the moment! And Urawa Reds take the lead. Brilliant finish from Shoya Nakajima. It was a lovely ball over the top. It looked like he sprung the offside trap. I'm sure VAR will check. But Shoya Nakajima, just the 1 goal so far this season. That makes it 2. Did he time his run? Yes, I think he did when that ball was released. Look at that for a touch. And a lovely side-footed finish past Tebold. And Urawa Reds have got the lead with what's probably the first shot in the match. That touch there, he had to stretch everything, and he still had the presence of mind to get to the ball and lift it over the oncoming goalkeeper. Good time to score, approaching the midway point of the first half. And Urawa Reds, who will be desperate to take a lead into the second leg at the weekend, have got themselves in front. Won their last 2 home matches against Albirex Niigata at the weekend, a 1-0 win, and Nagoya Grampus back in mid-August. Went out in the quarter-finals of the Emperor's Cup to FC Tokyo, as we said earlier, and lost down to Kashiwa Reysol. Both those away from home. But it's their home form, and you can hear this atmosphere as well, and if it doesn't lift the home team, then I don't know what does, because it really is an intimidating atmosphere for visiting fans to come. I suppose you could say Nakajima is experienced, he's much travelled as well. This is the 12th different professional club he's played for. Timed his run to perfection. Hoybratton with a raking ball, looking for that diagonal run, but too close to the goalkeeper from the Norwegian. He'll have been pretty pleased last week. His old club, Bodo Glimt, have just qualified for the UEFA Champions League group stage for the first time ever in their history. Played over 100 games for Bodo during his time in Norway. He's already over 100 for Urawa. Here's Akubo. Hoybratton. Flicked by Shibato, managed to get away with that one and win the free kick as well. And there's the man who's made the difference. The perfectly placed ball from Sekin. It was that little touch there that just did enough, and Uramovic, it was the wrong side of Nakajima, couldn't recover. T-Bolt came out, but, well, it was a quality flick. Kept his cool, didn't panic. And a nice moment for those two experienced members of this Urawa team. Sekin, who's made 395 appearances now in red. Doesn't score many, only 1 in 22 J-League games last season. And he's only really been a bit part player this season. He's only played 9 games in the league, but when he's been called upon, he's come in to do a job, as we've seen already tonight. It's an unscheduled hold-up here for a bit of treatment, so it is quite warm here tonight. The players able to come across and take on some water. Shigetoshi Hasabe still in discussion with someone, no doubt, up in the stand, taking an overview of proceedings. Nikawa's clearance. Given away to Jasil, who read that one well, but again, that final pass into the final third just letting Kawasaki Frontale down at the moment. The 55th meeting between these two teams tonight. Urawa have won 18 of the previous 54. Kawasaki have won 20, so they do have the better win percentage. Urawa do have the slight edge here, though, winning 10 of the previous 25. Saki. Cheaply that time to Miura. Akizaka won the header. Tashi Bernarda trying to win the ball back and does so. Marcinho trying to wriggle between two. Went down, but there was no foul. And Urawa can bring the ball away now. Okubo. Good tracking back that time though from Kawahara. Both these sides favour this 4-2-3-1 formation. You can see how combative it is in midfield between some very good quality midfield players. Another short pass, both sides giving the ball away cheaply. That's a missed challenge by Hoybratton. Marcinho, his touch has taken him a little bit wide here. Looking for options in the middle. There was a little bit of a slip there from Naganuma, but he still managed to head the ball away. Chance for Kawasaki Frontale to put on a little bit of pressure. Trailing by a goal to nil. Kawahara. Good block. Uramovic. Jasil. Urawa quickly regain their shape at the back. Almost those two banks of three there you can see with the four behind them. Nothing behind though. Side-footed across, it was away from Nikawa. The flag's gone up for offside though, so it wouldn't have counted. It was a dangerous looking ball across it. He'd stayed onside there. Talk about it being all in front of the defenders. They look to try and get round the back there. Yep, just a fraction too early. Good decision by the assistant referee on that far side. Dangerous ball in though. One that strikers usually thrive on. Asahi Sasaki, the man getting forward from right back. Hoybratton. Forward by Nemoto. Another heavy touches. Given possession back to Kawasaki Frontale. Uramovic. To come very deep to try and win the ball back. That's Marcinho going down under the challenge. Not happy with the challenge, I think it's fair to say as well. Kawasaki Frontale were runners-up in the AFC Champions League last season. Marcinho was part of that side, 5 goals in that campaign. Ended with defeat to Al Hilal. Sakine again stepping back inside. Continuing to press forward here. He wanted it played early. He's made his way up to the centre forward position. It's a wasted run really, because it's a Miyagi shot that's gone way over the top. Ten Miyagi, who put that ball across from the offside position just a while ago, but looking to get forward once again. Look at the run from Uramovic. I think he realised at that point he wasn't going to get the ball, and he's got to make his way all the way back now. Ten Miyagi, a couple of metres too high. Høybråten still struggling. I think this might be the after effects of that collision with Marcinho early on in the game. They are going to make the change. Danilo Boza is the man coming on. There is the collision. It was the shoulder that just connected with the chest of Marius Høybråten. So you know when players like that go down injured, that they are genuinely injured. They're tough characters, central defenders. But it gives Danilo Boza, who's played in 27 of the 28 league games this season, the chance to come on. And he's playing his first season outside his native Brazil, having joined from Esport Club Juventude at the start of the season. And he will come on to replace Marius Høybråten. Those loyal fans have seen their side go in front. Really good goal. Sakine with the long ball. Shoya Nakajima with a brilliant piece of control. Danilo Boza, who was part of the squad and played all 3 matches at the Club World Cup earlier this year for Urawa Reds. Nemoto again looked fairly assured to say it's only his second appearance tonight at the back. Lovely ball through again. Flag stays down once more. Thiago Santana, good save. Tybalt that time got down well. I think he preferred that ball a little bit more central there, Thiago Santana. The little touch just took him wide. Still the pressure on here with Haraguchi. Stabbed away by Miura. With a good chance though, and it's another long ball over the top that's caused the problems initially, and that lovely weighted through ball, just a touch there, took him a little bit wide and favoured the goalkeeper. Promising signs though for Maciej Skorza. Side leading by a goal to 0 and hungry for more before half-time. Okubo. Flick was aimed in towards Thiago Santana. Better defending that time from Kawasaki Frontale. It's given away cheap by Marcinho. Matsumoto. Little flick. Inside, trying to just drop the shoulder there. Nakajima just to get round his man, but good defending again by Uramovic. Just made sure his way to the byline was just blocked off. Those two combining once again. It was the combination of those two for the goal. Good defending. Uramovic used all his experience there to get his body across. Just gone off the boil a little bit. Kawasaki Frontale, having started promisingly. Did control a little bit of the early possession, but that goal coming at the worst time possible, really, just at the midway point of the first half. Just knocked them slightly out of their stride, and they've not really recovered in the final third. Jasil. Just trying to stay out wide and give them that wider option. That's a good run from Kawahara. Sasaki. Continued his run. Asahi Sasaki, but the ball out of play. Goal kick, good defending. They've all done their job so far, those Urawa Red defenders. Maybe a corner. Chance for Uramovic to come forward. Jasil's in there as well. Having a little bit of height and a little bit of physical presence as well. Not a good ball in, Thiago Santana's header away. It's a good header away as well. It sent the ball all the way back to the Kawasaki half. Forward again by Tebolt, but comfortably gathered by his opposite number, Nikawa. Has had to play second fiddling goal this season, Ayumi Nikawa. Just a couple of appearances in the J-League. Shusaku Nishikawa has established himself as the number one this season. Good play again, Urawa pressing back for the curled shot. Given away cheaply again, Jasil. Just losing out to Haraguchi. And Matsumoto just checking back, didn't really set himself right to curl that ball in. You can see the reaction of the goalkeeper. Furious that his side gave the ball away, and they've given the ball away here as well. Poor clearance has allowed a Urawa throw. Pensive. Che scores a man who coached a lot in Poland, his native Poland, early in his career. Lech Poznan and Legia Warsaw. Kawasaki coach already pointing at his watch inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. Challenge is too heavy from Sasaki. Haraguchi wanted to take it quickly, but referee just wanted to tell Sasaki to just calm things down a little. Had a lot of experience in Europe, Genki Haraguchi. It's his second season at Urawa, having spent time at Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. Sakin floated forward again. Thiago Santana was probably in an offside position there. He was shaping up for the acrobatic. Kawahara. Is there something in this for Kawasaki Frontale before half-time? Another wasteful ball. The defenders will just snap those up all night. Boza, first touch for him, I think. Just trying to wriggle through there. Okubo looked like he'd been fouled. He showed good strength to get away from his man. Sakine played that one in early. Jasil with a first-time clearance finds Marcinho, who in turn gives the ball away again to keep his side under pressure. Okubo, Sakine. Minamoto takes look fairly assured. Hasn't looked out of place at the back. Big gamble by the coach, really, bringing a player in that's only played one game this season into a big game like this in a big atmosphere. But he stood the test so far. He's got Danilo Bozo alongside him now after Marius Højbjerg went off through injury. Sakine tried the little flick. Jasil got to the loose ball first. Okubo. He's continued his run here, Okubo. Thiago Santana's pulled out wide. Matsumoto just slowing things down. You feel the longer this goes on, the way that Urawa Reds have their game management plan will be all important. They certainly like to go into the second leg with more than a one-goal advantage, you feel, because Kawasaki Frontale at home will be tough opponents. Shibato. Minamoto. Good ball fired into Sakine, who'd gone into a central role. 4 minutes added time to go at the end of the first half. Did have a little bit of an injury earlier on. Minamoto. Ball once again, looking for the run of Okubo. Good header though from Miura. Kept in by Sakine and plays it out off the shins of Marcinho to win his side of throw. Danilo Bozo. Seen plenty of the ball since coming on. He hasn't been on the field long, but he's been involved. The two centre-backs, Minamoto and Danilo Bozo, keeping the ball between them at times, just frustrating this Kawasaki Frontale defence in the latter stages of the first half. So they are 4 without a win against Kawasaki. Urawa. Miura. Banada. Casil. It's another poor touch which has let Kawasaki down in the final third. I don't think Nikawa's had a single save to make in the first half. Just be mindful here. They are being kept back in their own final third, and you just see those white shirts starting to press a little bit higher, but Urawa, well, they've always got players in space to play those short balls out of trouble. They're quite happy, I think, now to get to half-time at 1-0. Matsumoto. Daniel Boza. Kawasaki Frontale know they're going to have to come out in the second half, although if you'd asked their coach beforehand, maybe he'd have taken a 1-0 defeat away from home in a two-legged affair. Daniel Boza. Thiago Santana, more promising for Urawa. Sakine, who's moved more into a midfield model almost now, the captain. There he is again. He's comfortably cut out and finds Wakazaka. Another chance for Urawa though. Sakine. Chip into the box is too high for Thiago Santana. Back in by Matsumoto, who'll win the corner. Well, it was a bit of a slow burner, that move. They spent a lot of time in their own half, that Urawa Reds, but eventually they put the pressure on. Sakine was a driving force, really. Has been playing at full back, but getting himself onto the edge of the area. It was his little shimmy there. Can they do something from the corner right at the end of the first half? Miura with the block. And Thiago Santana having a little bit of a battle in there, as you would expect. You always see it from the corners. Referees always step in, but it carries on. Uramovic just trying to block Thiago Santana. Not a good delivery. Won't be time for re-deliver though, as the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, this Sakine, the captain, had a real hand in the goal, putting the ball over the top for Shoya Nakajima to score just his second goal of the season. Not too much up front from Kawasaki Frontale in that first 45 minutes. Urawa Reds halfway to victory in this first leg. At half-time, it's Urawa Red Diamonds 1, Kawasaki Frontale 0. Welcome back to Stadium Saitama 2002. Second half upcoming between Urawa Red Diamonds and Kawasaki Frontale, and a change coming up for the visitors. They're bringing off the Brazilian Marcinho, and Tatsuya Ito is coming on. It will be a straight swap. He is a predominantly left-sided player. The 28-year-old has played all but 2 of the league games this season, 7 goals to his name, and they need a goal now to get back into this one. Shoya Nakajima's goal midway through the first half separates these two sides. It is just the first leg tonight, don't forget, but it's a question of the away leg. If you're the away team, what do you take as a good result? Do you have confidence you can go and turn over a 1-0 deficit in the second leg? I'm sure that's not the way Shigetoshi Hasabe will see it. There's the man whose goal separates the sides. Doesn't score many, but gets some important ones when he does. Urawa in the red, kicking from right to left in the second half. It's been a really good atmosphere, as always, here at the stadium as well. And straight away, the home team on the attack, punched away by Tebo. There's a miss kick on the edge of the area by Kawahara, but he's got away with that one. This is the quarterfinals of the Levain Cup. So 4 of the sides in the quarterfinals qualified directly. These are 2 of them. 60 teams started out in the 33rd edition of the competition, came through the group stages. Teams that came through the group: Yokohama FC, Kashiwa Reysol, Shonan Bellmar and Sanfrecce Hiroshima. There's Haraguchi. Urawa had a lot of the ball in the first half, particularly in the last 15 minutes of the first half when they were defending that lead. It seemed at one point they were determined to get through to half-time. Their team lineup going through just below. They did make 9 changes to their starting lineup tonight. They were forced into a change when Hoibraten went off injured and Danilo Boza came on. Danilo Boza actually started alongside Hoibraten in the league game against Albirex Niigata at the weekend. Thiago Santana. Only chance for Kawasaki Frontale to put some pressure on here. Ito, the substitute, went for the curler, didn't really get the right connection on it, but it's not a bad effort. So 7 goals in 26 appearances in the J-League this season. Another player that spent time in Germany, was at Magdeburg in Bundesliga 2 last season. Played in Germany and Belgium. Kawasaki Frontale side, only 4 changes made to the starting 11 tonight from the team that beat Mashida Zelvia at the weekend, but that change coming at half-time with Ito coming on. Ito did actually start that game, dropped down to the bench tonight. So these tournaments traditionally are a time for coaches to rotate squads and look at different players. Just 10 games to go in the J-League season. We certainly feel that coaches are already planning for the next campaign and looking at players that have been bit part players all season. Played out wide to Asahi Sasaki. Ito might play on the left, but he's popping up more on the right at the moment. He can play along the front line. Just wonder if he's been given a free role by the coach to try and get his side back into the game. There's Nakajima. Good challenge by Asahi. Namoto. a wayward ball. Thiago Santana wanted that played a little bit more central. Haven't won here since 2021. Kawasaki Frontale was a big win as well early on in the J-League season. 5-0 the score. Mira, a little bit of space here. And towards Kanda. Didn't have too much luck in the first half, Kanda. And coming into the starting lineup tonight for a rare start for him. Just an 8th game of the season. He's only 19 years of age, so a little bit inexperienced, perhaps. All the way back to Nikala. Seal. And they'll try and add some width to it. Kawasaki Frontale did have a good October. They won 3 games in a row. Beat Monte Yamagata in the Emperor's Cup, Yokohama and Nagoya Grampus, all 2-1 those scorelines. Both these sides will need to find a little bit of consistency towards the end of the season now if they want to challenge for those Champions League places. Not for this season, of course, that's already been done, but for the 26-27 season. Good turn by Shubato and was tripped in a reaction that might get someone into trouble. So Kawahara, the man just holding him back and getting a telling off from the referee. It's a long campaign for them in that Champions League last season. They played 13 games, having got through to the final. Kawahara was one of the mainstays. He played in 12 of those 13 games when they ended up being runners-up in the AFC Champions League. It was a case of so near but yet so far in the final. Urawa Reds have won 3 Champions League finals. A joint record 8 Emperor's Cups, 3 FIFA Club World Cups in their time as well, and 2 J.League Cups, or the Levain Cup as it now is. Now they'd love another one. Disappointing league campaign last season, only 13th, so no Asian football for them this season. Here come Kawasaki again, Kawahara. Asahi Saki. Just running off the ball by Ito. Gets to the byline as well. He came off the shins of Nomoto and goes behind for the corner. Really good work by the substitute. That's what they were lacking really in the first half, that little bit of quick feet and flair inside the penalty box. The shimmy and the drop of the shoulder. I think it came off the goalkeeper's knee rather than the defender. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it was a good save in the end. Let it come off Nomoto, but Nikawa getting something on it. Corners haven't been delivered with a great deal of quality thus far. There's Never Numa that's gone down injured, just took a whack on the head. The referee very quick to bring play to a halt. Just to clash your heads with Kawahara. So it is quite rare to have a referee that has played the game. Takafumi Mikuria, finishing a playing career early and then going into refereeing. Che scores up. I'm sure would have been happy at half-time with 1-0, but he would have been saying to his side, we need more, and we'll be hoping his side can get back into it. Shigetoshi Hasabe. The wasted ball all the way through to Nikawa. Plenty of goals in the group stage in this competition. 155 in 56 matches, averaging almost 3 goals a game. Because it's really good for the lower league teams as well. It gets chances for them to pit their wits against J-League opposition at times. Chip over the top. Jasir was there with a good header, read it well, but the header only gives possession back to Urawa. Nakajima. Out wide by Sakine. Trying to get that press going, but Kawasaki Frontale just using the space well. Asahi Sasaki, Jasil, Ito already shown that he's got that little bit of pace and flair. Has he got what Kawasaki need to get back into the match? Nakajima, little sidestep. Oh. Good shot and a good save. Well, the man who scored the opening goal, forcing a save from Louis Tebo. Look at the space he had though in midfield, just a little drop of the shoulder to make the room for the shot, and nobody really went with him, and the goalkeeper just giving a stare to his defenders. Just got underneath it a little, but it would have gone in. It's an important save, and the best save of the match so far by either goalkeeper. Seven clean sheets this season in 26 appearances for Tebo. Okubo with a corner. Danilo Bozo got ahead to it first, but he just looped straight up in the air and he wins another corner. A good pressure this. Uramovic forced to stab that one behind. Has scored once this season against Yokohama Marinos. Just the one goal. Can he get another one here? Thiago Santana again being marshalled by Uramovic. Kubo again in swinger this time. Better looking delivery comes off Jasil, and again another corner put away by Kanda. So we're switching from one side to the other here, and Kubo's having to make his way all the way back across again. Can they make this pressure tell Urawa? They don't meet each other in the J-League again till the very last game of the season. Just wonder if their league form continues, whether they might have something to play for in that game. Okubo again with the corner. Good pace on that, goes all the way across. It was missed and then eventually stabbed away by Miyagi. Shot blocked just in front of goal. Sakine caught that really well actually, and had it not been for the volume of bodies in between him, he might have found a way through. Danilo Boza. Naganuma. None the worse for his little knock on the head a few moments ago. Thiago Santana in a sprint with his fellow Brazilian J.League, who just got there first to guide it back to Tebo. J.League. Haraguchi. 5 red shirts along the line of that penalty area. It's another shot which is gone just wide. But they're not afraid to shoot from distance. Sakine again, seeing the opportunity and going for goal. Well, the captain has had 2 or 3 attempts on goal tonight. It was his long ball that led to the goal. Another change here coming up. It's another new face that's coming on, Lazar Romanic, the Serbian. Again, another player that joined in August from Vojvodina. There's another head injury, I think, which again is where the referee will stop the game. It's possibly Nomoto that's down. I think it was just the shoulder that connected there with Nomoto rather than a clash of heads, but the referees take no chances these days with the head injuries. He's okay. He's been a good performance tonight as well. Just the second appearance of the season. I'm sure the coach will be full of praise. He was asked specifically about him in the little pre-match interview that the players and the coaches do on arrival. Moto's poor ball, Tashi Bernada. Ito, nicely brought under control. Asahi Sasaki, just wide. So a lot of long-range shooting in the game so far. Just a couple of metres wide. Maybe a bit closer. Well, Urawa still holding to that 1-0 lead. Shoya Nakajima gave them the lead in the first half. It's the goal that still separates the two teams. Urawa have probably done what their coach wanted them to. They've got through the first 15 minutes of the second half without conceding a goal. In fact, it was they that went closest to scoring. Was it not for that wonderful save by Tebo a few moments or so ago, the fingertip save to deny Nakajima a second goal of the game. Here's J.League. First intervention, or first part to play for Lazar Romanic. Wins the free kick. around a bit, Romanic, in the last couple of seasons. He played the Serbian season with 2 clubs last year, Vojvodina and Zelnikar Pančevo. It's a heavy challenge, easy free kick for the referee to give that one. Nakajima felt that one from Ito. It's a naughty one, really, just left his foot in, didn't really need to do that there. Tatsuya Ito, maybe a little bit of frustration just creeping into Kawasaki Frontale's play at the moment. Haven't been able to breach this Urawa defence. Namoto. Second leg coming up on Sunday in Kawasaki. By the end of Sunday evening, all 4 quarter-finals play to a conclusion. On Sunday, we'll know the semi-final lineup for the Levain Cup. Danilo Boza. Thiago Santana coming short, and then he's hauled to the ground by Romanic, and that incensed 1 or 2 of those Urawa Reds midfielders. He was determined, he wasn't going anywhere. It's a clear foul, I don't really know why he's complaining. Double change coming up for Urawa. There's the goal scorer that's coming off, Nakajima. There is the goal, lovely ball from Sakine, perfectly timed run, a lovely cushion touch, and a very assured, confident finish from Showa Nakajima for his 2nd goal of the season. Matias Savio, another Brazilian, is coming on. And Haraguchi is the other player that's gone off to be replaced by Yusuke Matsuo, who's played all but 1 league game this season. Matias Savio played in all 28 games, 4 goals for Urawa. It is his first season at Urawa Reds, having spent 6 seasons at Kashiwa Reysol. So not his first year in Japan. That's almost given away cheaply. I think that should be a corner. I think the referee might have changed his mind here. Maybe he hasn't. You see the reaction of Danilo Boza. He was convinced that should have been a Urawa Reds ball. Let's have a look. Yeah, it did come off the defender. I think Kawahara thought that had come off a red shirt, but he allowed it to run out of play. There's not too much difference in the possession stats. 53 against 47. They just haven't had that cutting edge in front of goal, Kawasaki Frontale, in the game so far. Can't remember any meaningful save that Nikawa's had to make. We're into the final quarter of the match. Urawa will want to take the lead into the next leg, you would choose sure of that. Drinks break, we're back underway again. 20 minutes to go, just over. Showa Kojima's goal still separates the two sides. He's now gone off. 3 of the 5 changes made by Urawa Reds. Sekin, nice little cushion volley there into the path of Akubo. It's just run out of play on the far side. Sakina may have just taken a little bit of a knock in, trying to keep that ball in, maybe just overstretched slightly. Jasil. There's Kawahara. Miura. It's another poor ball in. That final ball really just has let Kawasaki Frontale down tonight. Lovely first touch by Thiago Santana. It's not such a good ball though. Cushioned header from Sasaki back to his goalkeeper. Well, the visitors trying to move the ball with a little bit of pace now, realising the clock is ticking away from them. I think Sakine is going to need a bit of treatment here. He very cleverly came back onto the field. He just overstretched, I think, just there. Maybe just got his studs caught in the turf a little. Maybe just a touch of cramp. He was injured off the field, but he came back onto the field. Yeah, it is just cramp for the Urawa captain, but it's a question of how bad the cramp is. Can he continue, or will they take him off? They won't want to have players that aren't up to 100% at this stage of the game. Nature scores up, discussing and plotting. Sakine is going to go off here. Looks like they are going to make another double change. Ogiwara and Ishihara both coming on. Disappointing way for the captain to leave the field, having had a big hand in for things tonight. Captain's armband will pass on to Shibato. Will it? No, it won't. Somebody's pulled rank, I think. There's the goalkeeper, who's going to take over the role as the captain, Ayumi Nikawa. Shibato and Sakine, the two players to go off. Ishihara and Ogiwara are coming on. Again, Matsuo, who's just missed one league game this season. Ogiwara, who's in his first season at the club, having joined from Dinamo Zagreb. Uramovic is making way as well for Kawasaki Frontale. Vermes Kerrikan comes on. So too does Yuki Yamamoto. Always interesting to see how the substitutions affect the balance of teams as you go through the game. Of course, you can change half your outfield players now with the 5 substitutions. It can make a massive difference to the game. Will it help Kawasaki get back into it? Will it help Urawa close out the victory? towards Romanic. Kazawa making his presence felt. Possession back with Kawasaki Frontale. Chipped in. It seemed easy one for Nikawa to catch, but he's opted to punch. He keeps his defenders under a little bit of pressure. Thiago Santana. All the way back to Tebo in the Kawasaki goal. Through ball again, looking for the run of Thiago Santana, but it's once again too far ahead of him. Yamamoto is managing to wriggle away from his man. It's been broken down by Urawa again, who defended this really well tonight. Had a bit of pace here for Matsuo, who's just come on. Just gone AWOL a little here. Matsuo can't come up with the required power to beat Tebo. But he seemed to do everything right there. Yusuke Matsuo. Pass forced him a little bit wide, but he recovered really well, and you can see just those changes. Just Asahi Sasaki slightly out of position. Thiago Santana might have been a good option there, just to try and pull that back around the penalty spot, but he went for goal and wins his side a corner. He's got 4 goals to his name this season. Corner. Tebo with a good punch away just helps it on its way. Matsumoto. Long ball again by Nikawa, but that's go straight through to his opposite number and give Kawasaki the chance to press forward. It's almost certainly going to be a better league finish for Urawa Red Diamonds this season. They were top 10 for 3 seasons before finishing in 13th last season under pair Matthias Hogmo. He was dismissed at the end of the season, and they persuaded Mathias Skorza to come back for a second spell. Ball threaded through to Tashi Banada, picked out of the air by Nikawa. Good safe pair of hands that time by the goalkeeper. Ball down quickly here to Matthias Savio. Nice little drop of the shoulder, in on goal here, Matthias Savio. Has he got the angle right? Goes all the way across and can't pick out a red shirt in the middle. Well, he was unselfish. Matsuo and Thiago Santana were in the middle. It all started from the quick thinking by the goalkeeper and the quick throw out. But there was that Jesseil just committed himself a little bit early, may have just pulled something as well and had to drop out of the race. But you thought he might have got it back onto his right foot for the shot. It very nearly hit the hand with the defender sliding in the middle. But in the end it comes to nothing. It wasn't a great final ball. He was unselfish and he knows he should have done better with that final ball. Great run. Didn't have the pass, but not good news here for Jesseil, who pulled up in that challenge. Possibly a hamstring or something similar. Well, what a moment that would have been for the man who's only been on the field a few moments or so. Matthias Savio. They're going to have to make a final change here. Jessil will go off. And Ryota Kanahashi comes on. Made his J-League debut against Nagoya Grampus just a couple of games ago. Played 78 minutes as a starter. The 23-year-old. It's the only time he's featured. He was an unused substitute against Mashida Zelvia at the weekend. But he gets his chance here. Let's hope that's not too serious for Jessil, because he's been a rock at the back tonight for his team. And of course they've got the second leg, as we said, to come in just a few days' time. But it clearly has already got some bandaging on that left thigh. And you can normally tell by a player's body language how serious an injury is. Food for thought for Shigetoshi Hasabe. Ogawara to take the throw. Suo, nice little ball played through. It's another corner for Urawa. Ogawara, who's another of those players that came on in the second half. Be Ogawara to take the corner. Played for Dinamo Zagreb in the UEFA Champions League last year, and his last goal came in a 9-2 defeat to Bayern Munich in that competition. Good play by Dinalo Boza, read that really well there. It was Hoybratton went off injured as well, so both sides have lost a central defender through injury tonight. Ball in. Romanic heading down, but again can't find a white shirt. Matteo Savio, really clever runner with the ball. Thiago Santana, again it's just in behind him slightly. That was Okubo actually who played that ball forward. Sorry, it's offside though against Thiago Santana, just went a fraction too early. Very close one, only just marginally offside, only just. Flags don't go up immediately these days, of course. Those are Urawa Reds fans sensing that a slender victory is honing in. Looking the more likely possibly to get a second goal. Headed away by Sasaki. There's no leading scorer for Kawasaki Frontale tonight. Erison, 10 goals in 20 matches. Romanic, good challenge. Really good tackle from Nomoto, who went to ground early but got it spot on, managed to whip the ball away from Romanic. .50 goals, as we mentioned, this season for Kawasaki Frontale. Marcinho's 100th minute goal to seal a 5-3 win against Mashida Zelvia was their 50th of the season. But they have looked a little bit lacklustre up front tonight, not really had too many clear-cut chances. And they've had more defending to do, and this will be a test now for them without Jessil. Ogawara, lovely ball in. It just needed to be attacked a little bit more in the middle. And Matthias Savio. Now can Kawasaki cause a bit of problems? Romanic might have a man over here. It's taken a deflection. Nikawa thought about coming off his line, changed his mind. Vermaskeren. It's in again. Just too much on it. Goalkeeper didn't know whether to come or not. It was Ito that was arriving. It's one of those awkward ones for the goalkeeper. Do you stay or do you go for the ball? Ito loves to come in late. Just couldn't get a touch on it. Inside the final 5 minutes at Saitama Stadium 2002. Urawa Reds leading by a goal to nil. Shoya Nakajima. Seems an awfully long time ago that goal was scored midway through the first half. But one thing's for sure, this will be an intriguing second leg if it stays this way coming up on Sunday. All eyes will be on the Kawasaki Todoroki Stadium. Romanic, little back heel looking for Yamamoto. The fullback's just tucked in. Vermaskeren. Good save, Nikawa, and a second time as well. Well, that's the best chance that Kawasaki Frontale have had. The second one is offside. The follow-up. The ball was bobbling around. Nikawa pushed the ball out, and that's a chance. Kawahara was offside when the first shot came in, but great goalkeeping, Nikawa, to get back to his feet after that first initial save. The free kick goes the way of Urawa Red Diamonds. Hasn't had too much to do tonight. It's his probably first two saves he's had to make. Ayumi Nikawa. Given away cheaply again, almost falls for Tashi Bernada. Just need to be careful, Urawa Red Diamonds, because we've seen one or two small errors that haven't really led to much. Lovely little drop by Vermaskeren. Another free kick. That will help to relieve a little bit of the pressure on Maciej Skorza. Interesting to hear the thoughts of both coaches afterwards and how the game actually panned out with what they had planned beforehand. Matthias Savio once again. He's looked lively. Still going, loves to run at defenders. Thiago Santana's up with him, jinking back inside. Little ball stabbed forward. Challenge in the penalty area. Nakubo. Referee quick to tell him to get back to his feet. He's still down. Here's Matsuo. Do have VAR, of course, who will take a check. Ogawara. Matsuo. Naganuma. All the way back to Nomoto. Danilo Boza. Lovely touch. Matthias Savia just got there in time. Is this the moment? No, not a good ball in. Asahi Sasaki, who's moved into a centre-back role since those changes, allowing Vermaskerikan to play at right back. It's going to be a free kick. And the first yellow card of the game. Well, it's been a game that's played competitively. But you can't hang on to someone like that. It's Hirozaku Ishihara that's gone into the book. We've crossed into added time at the end of the 90 minutes, 7 minutes to be added on. Still time for Kawasaki Frontale, who are coming forward in numbers now. Another good block. Corden again looking for Vermaskerikan, who's trying to get round the back. Sideline Vermaskerikan, a man born in Maastricht. Now a Japanese citizen. Thiago Santana trying to use his strength, but Sasaki was right behind him. Kawahara looking to spread the play here for Kawasaki Frontale. Sahi Sasaki getting forward now in attack, getting as many white shirts as they can into that penalty area. But there is no way past this red wall at the moment. Tashi Benada. Vermaskerikan. Tashi Benada thought about crossing, they're not to play it square. They're not really going anywhere at the moment. Kawasaki Frontale, that's a better looking ball in, but again it's Nomoto who's there to clear away. What a game he's had tonight. Kawasaki supporters in the corner, willing the ball towards the goal. Because there'll be a big Urawa Reds following in the second leg on Sunday. Fans will head down to the south of Tokyo. Free kick here to Kawasaki Frontale. Cheap one given away in midfield. Sahi Sasaki takes it short. Yamamoto. Still time if they can get bodies forward. Sasaki, Vermaskerikan. Pass was a little bit short, though, asking a little bit too much of him, and now a chance for Urawa to break with a lot of white shirts forward here. It's a great ball, comfortably back by Kamahashi to Tebo, who will immediately get his side moving forward here with Yamamoto. Kawahara. Vermaskerikan just steps inside, but once again forced backwards. Everybody back behind the ball now for Urawa. Wakizaka. Vermaskerikan, a little bit of space on the edge of the area. Another good block. Well, they're pressing as hard as they can here. Kawasaki Frontale to try for that equalizer. Sasaki. Referee's played on. Good ball across, it's Ito! Well, the pressure finally tells for Kawasaki Frontale, who get the equalizer. Tatsuya Ito, the man who came on at half-time and had looked lively. Urawa thought they should have had a free kick in the build-up to that. VAR might just check that, but Romanic just rolled it to the side. And the man who's enjoying his best goal-scoring season makes it 8 for the campaign. No chance the goalkeeper was keeping that out, Nikawa, from that sort of range. Little step inside between the two defenders. And Ito levels things up for Kawasaki Frontale deep into added time. Well, they scored in the 100th minute against Mashida Zelvia in the last league game. And Ito got a 95th minute winner against Nagoya Grampus the week before. So for the second time in 3 matches, it's Ito that gets a late winner, or a late goal rather. But this one looks as though it could have sent us all square into the second leg. There'll be no clean sheet for Urawa Red Diamonds. They had to be patient. And this now will be a really tough test. For the second leg. Great late drama in the Levain Cup. Ito looked lively. I was about to say before he got the goal that maybe they should have tried to involve him a little bit more in the play as he's moved out to that left-hand side, but well, he was in the right place at the right time and he kept his head despite the fact there were 2 defenders converging on him. And what a season it's been for him. Making a name for himself, first season back in Japan after time at Magdeburg, Hamburg, St. Truiden in Belgium. And there was a glimpse of the man who scored the first goal, Shoya Nakajima. Must have thought for a long time as if that would be the winner, but football is such an unpredictable game. That's why we love it so much. Nothing is a given. And it's not a 90-minute game anymore. It's more than that. We've played 97 minutes now, so it's up to what the referee will add on. There will be a little bit of that goal celebration. Kawasaki pressing forward again. Surely they can't get another. Romanic. Ito. Graceful ball in the end. Danilo Boza. It looked for a long while if Danilo Boza and Namoto and co at the back would keep that clean sheet, but not to be. And there goes the full-time whistle. Well, having led for 3/4 of the match, the Urawa Red Diamonds have had to settle for a draw here. Shoya Nakajima put them in front with a brilliant goal set up by his captain Sakine in the first half, his second of the season. But Ito, for the second match in 3 games, getting a goal, an important one in stoppage time, it earns them a point, and it means we go into Sunday's second leg in Kawasaki, all square, all to play for. It is a one-off match to decide who will go through to the semi-finals of the Levain Cup. Urawa still can't believe that they conceded so late in this game. Their fans were magnificent throughout once again, inspiring them and lifting them, but not to be on the night. It's all square. It's finished Urawa Red Diamonds 1, Kashiwa Reysol, Kawasaki Frontale 1, all to play for in the second leg.
中継をご覧の皆さん、同点ゴールを決めました川崎フロンターレ伊藤達也選手にお越しいただきました。お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様です。
今ゲームが終わってどんなお気持ちでしょうか。
そうですね。ホームアンドアウェーなんで180分のうちの前半が終わったって感覚です。
まず今日の前半なんですが、ベンチから見てました、ビハインドで迎えていましたけど、どのようにご覧になっていたんでしょうか。
ちょっと物足りない、自分たちとしては物足りない内容だったかなって思います。はい、
ご自身が入った時にはどんなことを監督から言われて投入されたんでしょうか。
監督からは自由にやらせてもらっているので、あまりその自分に対してなんか具体的な指示というよりはチームとしてこうしようっていう中で、自分は監督から攻撃ではすごい自由をもらっていると思っているので、いつも通りの感じでした。
今日も個で負けなかったですね、いろんな場面で。
そうですね、そうかなと思います。はい、
そして最後の最後、アディショナルタイム95分でした。ゴールを振り返っていただけますか。
ロマニッチがフォワードを出してあそこやっぱ打ちたくなるところだと思うんですけど、冷静に自分につないでくれたんで、自分はダイレクトで打とうかなってのも思ったんですけど、レッズの選手はやっぱりサイスタですごい体張って最後まで守備するイメージあったんで、ちょっとワンタッチ置いてちょっと相手ずらせたかなっていうふうに思ってます。
非常に落ち着いてゴールだったと思います。そのあたりはいかがでしょうか。
そうですね、最近はすごい連続して点取れてますし、すごい落ち着いてると思います、ゴール前で。
さあ、中3日で第2戦が行われます。第2戦に向けて最後一言お願いします。
第2戦、ホームで戦えるっていうのはすごいアドバンテージだと思うので、今日もすごいまず応援ありがとうございました。第2戦、全員で轟青く染めて勝って次に進みましょう。
伊藤達也選手でした。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
あ、まあでも大丈夫。あ、わかりました。もしかしたら
第1戦アウェーで1対1同点という引き分けになりました。どのように振り返りますでしょうか。
終盤まで 0-1 で、リードされていた、負けていたので、追いついたことは非常に良かった、よしとする。ただ、内容のところもう少し、攻守にわたってできたんじゃないかというところを今選手とも話しましたけれども、また4日後に、挽回するチャンスというか、自分たちのプレーを見せる、表現できる時間があるので、そこに向けていい準備しようという話をしました。
今日監督が少し気になった部分というのはどんなところだったんでしょうか。
相手の攻撃に対して自分たちはボールを取るタイミングがちょっと少なかった。自分たちがボールを動かすところでいうとやりたいことがあまりできなかった。ゴールに迫る回数がちょっと少なかったですね。終盤オープンなゲームになって相手は1点のリードを守ろうという気持ちがどこかにあったと思うんですけれども、自分たちは取りに行った。だから、危ない場面もありましたが取ることができた。そんなゲームだったと思うので、もっともっと今言った2つのところを高めて、我々の方がいいプレーしたんだ、できたんだっていうふうにするんだっていう、そういうふうに持っていきたいなと思います。
最後この1点追いついたのはもう最初からずっと応援してくださった川崎サポーターの声の力も大きかったんじゃないですか。
大きいですね。やはり、足がつりながら怪我をしてまで、走ってくれる選手たち、悲しいですけれども怪我はつきものだから、それでも走ってくれる。それは皆さんが声で後押ししてくれてる選手たちの責任感、それがプレーを、導いているというか、そういうふうになっているので本当に感謝しかありません。
さあ中3日で第2戦です。第2戦に向けて最後一言お願いします。
ファンサポーターとスタジアムの雰囲気と選手スタッフ全員で、次への進出をつかみたいと思います。
お疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございました。